AEW Redemption.
AEW
A show that
Redemption.
definitely did not deliver whatsoever. Okay, I didn't have much expectations for this show, but the little expectations I did have for this show, it just did not meet them, unfortunately. Because
Let
you
me
know
tell you.
what, these shows, the ones that you least expect to be some of the best shows, right? Like AEW Redemption, a lot of WWE pay per views you don't expect to be very good. They end up being very. They end up being the best pay per views of that year, right? But this definitely did not live up to that. This was definitely a lower scale pay per view. Basically, what you would expect from a Rush pay per view, like this was.
Well, let me tell you. Sometimes you go into a show and you say, "Man, I'm not looking forward to this. This might be good. Let me give it a chance." But sometimes you're right. Sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you see the card and you say to yourself, I think it's just buns, and it's gonna be buns. And sometimes you just gotta listen to yourself. You gotta not ignore yourself when you say those things. And sometimes you watch the show anyway because you didn't listen. You decide, you know what, I'm wrong. Let me give it a shot. But much like us trying to do a video podcast, that shit didn't work out, and you should have seen it coming.
Look, man, people are still glazing the show. By the way, like I go online, people are like, "This is a really good pay per view. This was so
You know,
good." It's like I would never glaze this show. This show was just not good. From it had its moments, okay, but overall, it was just a longer Dynamite. Let's be honest.
I was pissed because I saw people on Twitter today go, or X, whatever you want to call it. I saw people out there being like, man, it wasn't the best show, but it was still an 8.5. I said, brother, you are not watching the same show I was watching. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
This could have been a fucking email. Why did I have to
Uh,
sit through this shit? Especially
uh,
because it started earlier, okay, than usual for their pay per views. And still, it went until 12 o'clock midnight. The matches, each of them were like 20 minutes long. It was not necessary.
Bro, I'm absolutely pissed at Tony Khan. Dude said we're starting the show 1 hour earlier, and I said, thank God he's gonna start earlier. It's gonna end earlier. But thank God, thank you, Mr. Khan. But then I'm
Yeah,
sitting there, I'm watching the show. We got like 3 matches left, and it's like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, brother, you're a son of a bitch. I
yeah,
hate you.
I could not believe it still went until 12.
Bro
That is
made it 5 hours. He added an extra hour at the beginning just to make it an extra hour for the whole thing. So instead of 4 hours, it's 5.
putting matches like the chain match on there. Just a bunch of some dynamite level matches, honestly, were on this show as well.
Half the
This
card was
was
dynamite.
Collision Dynamite. It was like a Collision Dynamite combined card, is what this was. Just like 5 hours worth of it.
There was some good, there was some bad. We're gonna get into all that. If this is your first time listening, welcome. My name is Chris,
My name is Vincent.
and without further ado, let's start off at the beginning here. The ladder match, 6-man ladder match for the something Continental Championship.
Some days it's the Continental Championship.
Whatever Kyle Fletcher has that belt. It's a
Okay.
number one contenders match for that.
Okay. What's is the national championship a thing? Who has that?
I completely forget, man, because they all sound the same, and I can't be bothered to remember the distinctions.
It bothers me. It does. But I mean, looking at the people in the match, you knew who was going to win the match. Speedball Mike Bailey won the
Well,
match.
you're remiss if I don't mention the others. You had Speedball, of course. You also had Jack Perry. You had Beast Mortos. You had Commander. You had El Clone, and you had Nick Wayne. All 6 guys went out there.
Nick Wayne was a sleeper pick. Okay.
All guys went out there, delivered a banger. Loved it.
It was a good opener. Look, for an opener, this was good. It's too bad it kind of sunk down beneath the card when you look back at the show, you know?
It's a problem because you watch the show. By the time the show ends, you're like, man, that ladder match, that was like 6 years ago. But no, it was
I
just
would
fun.
still have it in my mind, like, that was a good match. But it was like continuously like drowning under all the other matches.
It's like my second or third favorite of the night.
Like, honestly, I did enjoy it. Like, it's a nice spot fest match, you know?
But yeah, I liked it. A lot of good performances in there from, everyone involved, really. You got to give everyone the kudos. But overall, the fajitas were sizzling yesterday. That dude Speedball won the match.
Do you actually like fajitas? Like, that's a good question.
I mean, you're gonna get mad at me for this one. Not only have I never had fajitas, I have no idea
Yeah.
what a fajita is.
You don't actually know what a fajita is, though.
No,
Well, it's like grilled chicken. You know,
that's
grilled
it.
chicken with some peppers and onions.
Oh, that sounds like buns. Never mind. Are you
But
trying to
no,
get
it comes out sizzling. Like, like it comes. If you don't know what a fajita is, man, so when they bring it to the table, it's like it's not on fire, but it's sizzling, like smoke's coming out of it. And the reason is because they like do something to it before they bring it to the table to make it sizzle, right? So it's not actually sizzling, but it's like an effect.
this weirdo Mike Bailey's out here promoting a safety hazard? That's what you're telling me?
No, I don't think so.
Sounds
That's
like
just
what you're
how it
telling me.
is. That's how it is.
Anyway, he won the match, so in a couple weeks, as he said later, we're getting him versus Kyle Fletcher for that belt, whichever continental regional belt it is.
Yeah. National?
No, I think that's the Mark Davis one.
Oh. Then what does Moxley have?
Moxley, I think, has continental.
Oh my god, man, what do you mean?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's too confusing.
What are you talking about?
I know, it's very confusing.
I'm confused. I don't even want to think about it anymore.
But the point is, they're wrestling for some belt at some point down the line.
Okay. He's challenging what's his face to a match. Okay.
Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, him.
But let's move on. I would say this next match, probably the most controversial on the show. Either you liked it or you hated it. Doesn't seem to be some in between.
Young Bucks Moxspray.
Yes.
Look, it wasn't a bad match necessarily, but it wasn't my cup of tea personally.
So I'm expecting these dudes to go out there and put on a banger. But these dudes go out there and within like the first 5 minutes of the match, Nick Jackson's like, damn, like, I got CTE hard. And then the whole
Yeah,
match,
because they collide heads with Will Ospreay there.
right. And then the whole match is him selling CTE for like 80%, and then 20% of him forgetting he has CTE and forgetting to sell it.
It was just a bunch of head-based offense, really.
Bunch of head-based offense. But the story of the match, you don't get a great match. You get, at least I don't feel it was a great match. If you did, good for you. Let me know why you thought it was great down below. But
In my
I thought
fucking notes here, I have almost dead Nick Jackson.
bro was selling it like he didn't know where he was. But then you go out there and have frog splash. I'm like, oh, you're fine.
I know, man. Like it kind of did annoy me when he would be like, my head, and then he would just go back to normal, like nothing happened, and do his little comeback.
It's the type of spot that really should have happened like maybe towards the end of the match. So then you could have
Right,
had an actual match before it.
right. Well, anyway, Mox could have won the match, but he refused to win the match. He wanted to destroy them,
This
and
whole
he
match
can't be
is,
fair.
listen, it's 20 minutes of Ospreay like, wait, bro, if I don't know if I want to give him CTE and give him a head injury like that, that's crazy. And Mox is like, I want you to break his fucking head open. I want you to do it.
Yeah,
And he's like, but I don't know if I want to do that, but mate. But then at the end, that reluctance cost them. And they ended up pinning Moxley, the Bucks, for the win.
I told you. Didn't I tell you? There was tension.
You told me, and they played it in a way that made me upset. So whatever.
There was tension there.
It was stupid. This whole storyline is stupid.
I do agree. I wish the storyline was much better, but we're not. We don't have the pen, so
But let me make it clear. Everyone's like, oh, this is a great storyline. No, it's not. I'm going to tell you why. You're telling me that this dude, Will Ospreay, right? Like a year or two ago, year and a half ago, the Death Riders tried to break his fucking neck and end his career. But now all of a sudden, he doesn't know what they're about anymore. He completely forgot what they're about. He's saying, like, what do you mean you want me to kill Nick Jackson? Buddy, you know what this group is. Like, what are we doing?
yeah, that also annoyed me. It was like he was training with them. They're trying to get him to be a killer. At this point, you should already be a killer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or at least have the attitude of one. But it seems like he just doesn't have it. You know.
And look, I think it's an interesting story of like trying to get him to be more dangerous and get more of a killer instinct to him. But
They
the way
obviously
they're
did not work.
executing is just so poor. We're
They
gonna get
obviously
some
did
more of
not
that.
train him very well.
No. So I personally, and I think you also, I'm gonna speak for you also, was not a fan of this match.
Hey, speak for yourself, man.
Oh, sorry, you love this match?
No, I didn't like the match. No.
That's what I thought, yeah. Oh, bitch. Uh, Next up, we get It's funny how they did this because they have up next the best match in the show and right after the worst match on the show. But let's talk about the best match first. Bandido versus Kyle Fletcher. Fantastic match. They blew their
Don't
load
even
early with
get me
this one.
started on this match, man. All the kickouts, man. What the fuck were they doing in this match?
They blew their load early with this one.
They did actually, I guess. But to be fair, this was one of the better matches on the show.
It's exactly what you expect it to be. It does not disappoint at all. I loved it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like I said, it was the kickouts that did annoy me at the end of the match, I think. But overall, I can't really complain about good grabs between Bandido and Kyle Fletcher. So
I mean, listen, it got a little annoying. I will give you that. Like, I didn't like when he was still kicking out at like, they'd be doing like 3 signatures in a row and they'd be like, up, kick out at 2. And I was like, well, I don't know about that.
like
But
a
overall,
Bandido hit like three
really,
finishers,
mhm.
all kicked out of.
So yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. But otherwise, it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, honestly, I can't complain.
So, I mean, Fletcher retains in the end, which I was surprised about, but given the fact that Mike Bailey's number one contender for his belt, it makes sense. Heel versus face.
Right.
I'll take
I
it.
would have liked Bandido to win a match, a big match in AEW, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until someone pointed out this dude's like 0-4 this year at pay-per-views.
Yeah,
That
unfortunate, but
sucks.
he probably won't have another chance on us.
Why didn't no one
He's
tell
gonna
me
be
about this
stuck in a
bracket
tag
before
team with.
predictions, bro?
He's gonna be stuck in a tag team with Brody Kane.
It never ended.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, during this match, there are like weird little glitches that looked intentional, and we thought they were intentional, but they led to absolutely nothing.
Uncle Howdy, huh?
You mean brother hello? Legally distinct Uncle Howdy.
I'm on to you, brother. Hello.
Thank you.
I'm not. Did you not call him brother something else during the show?
I called him brother hello.
I really did not hear that.
What
If
did
you
you
want to
think?
know what I heard,
Yes, I
bro,
do actually. Come on, Penmaker, what'd you hear? Let's go.
brother, hello.
Why would it be brother hello? Why? What the hell? What even is that gimmick?
I have no idea, man.
Was it him going up to like wrestlers and stuff? It's like, yo, you like it hello? And if they say no, he just beats the shit out of them. What even is the gimmick?
Hey, I don't know. I thought you knew the answer.
No, because I was saying brother hello, I wouldn't know.
I don't
Brother
know. I heard you
hello.
say that. I didn't ask any questions.
Why would you ask? That seems like a big question to ask.
No, man. I was like, maybe he knows something I don't, you know?
What could I have possibly known that you don't?
I don't know, man.
Treat me like Dave Meltzer over here, God.
You got sources?
Sitting over there like, well, I wouldn't have personally called him that, but if he says it, it must be correct.
Oh, anyway.
Oh man, all right. So either way, the match was very good. And if you're gonna watch anything from this show, I recommend that in the ladder match, and maybe skip the rest.
I mean, there was some other stuff on the show. We'll get to the stuff later.
There was, that's true. But if you're gonna watch anything, don't watch the Dogs versus Bang Bang Gang. That shit was horrific.
Absolutely skip this match because it really does not matter.
I told you yesterday while we were watching it. I'm gonna tell all of you now. If I ever get told by a doctor you got 20 minutes left to live, I'm putting
So
on this match because that shit will feel like an eternity.
it definitely would. And That's also torture in your last minutes, but besides the point.
Yeah, but I could spend that time with my family, and then I could feel like I got so much more time with them than I did.
I suppose it's true. But yeah, Tony Schiavone at the beginning of the match, he said the only way to win is to bloody your opponent and then win the match.
So the object of this match is to bloody up your opponent. And let me tell you, ain't no one bleed there in this match.
No, they didn't follow the rules.
No blood at all. It was just four grown men playing around with chains. Hitting is generous. I wouldn't even say that.
Yeah, there was some interference, wasn't there, in the match?
In like the last 2 minutes. And there was a point where the Death Riders were helping out the dogs to jump, the Bang Bang Gang. And then they came out to help the other members of Bang Bang Gang. And we were sitting there, we heard the music, and we were like, oh shit, is it over?
I thought it ended, yeah.
And then we realized, we were like, oh fuck.
I thought it just ended off camera. I said, okay,
I said, you know what? It's over. That's all I care about.
take my wins where I can get them, you know?
But this was boring as hell. I don't know what happened between these two teams, but they just did not mix at all.
Especially not in this setting where it's a chain match.
No, like 20 minutes was just them trying to figure out the chain and how it works.
Yeah, the crowd was completely dead during this match.
I never seen the crowd go from being super invested in the Bandido match, going to super dead in like this quick a span.
Can you really blame them though?
No, not at all. If I was sitting there live, I would have had to get up and go to the bathroom.
I would have used this as time to take a break, you know?
And let me tell you, it does not get better going forward.
Unfortunately, they had horrible pacing on this paper.
It's a horrible block of matches, which is a shame. But it's a pretty bad block of matches.
But we're not going to sit here and glaze this pay per view.
No, if you're looking for that, no.
No. I'm sure someone is, but you should go seek them out then, if that's what you want.
I mean, why would you want someone to lie to you?
To make them feel better. That's what everyone. I mean, that's the world nowadays, you know?
But and if anything you can feel better about, why this?
Who knows? I mean, tribalism, you know?
Fair point, fair point. But let's move on before we get to the next match. The Ospreay segment backstage.
Right.
Do you remember exactly what was said?
So I have in mind Will promo, and John is also here.
All right.
Will doesn't want to kill anybody, and then John does not care. Okay.
Renee's backstage.
And John tells him, open your eyes and think towards London. Right. That's what he says to him.
It's
and then eventually it turns out like John Moxley's like, look, I'm gonna kill him for you. You know.
Dude's sitting there, and Renee's like, "Hey, what's the deal, Will?" And Will's like, "Well, obviously, dude's really struggling out there. I didn't want to injure him or end his career or anything like that." And Moxley goes, "Yo, what was that?" And he's like, "Well, look, man, he got head trauma." He's like, "Oh, head trauma, huh? Welcome to professional wrestling, you son of a bitch." I was like, "Damn, that's crazy."
Honestly, he was talking some facts. I'm not gonna lie.
And then he goes, "Look, man, this is ridiculous. You're some sort of fucking coward. You gotta understand, man. You're going to a championship match. You hesitate over there, Kenny Omega's gonna beat your ass, and you're not gonna like it. So I'm gonna do you a favor, and I'm gonna murk Kenny Omega tonight." And then Will's like, "Huh? What does he mean by that?"
And John said he'll pull the trigger.
"If you won't pull the trigger, I won't." And Ospreay's like, "Huh? What does this nice man mean by that?"
Will is stunned. Yep, that's what happened.
And then that's the promo.
And then why'd you ask me for mine? You had all the information.
Because I needed to do something quickly, and I was hoping you could stall for some time.
I thought you actually needed to know the information.
No.
No. Well, I got the information, so.
Well, we move on now to Shido versus Mario World. I didn't have high expectations for this match because I didn't know a lot about Mario World. But unfortunately, I found this match very disappointing. But the outcome was pretty cool. Good for Mario World.
It's Mario World now.
These dudes were out here wrestling in slow motion.
They're
Talk
not
about a
dudes.
match that went on forever.
They're not dudes. Oh, is everyone a dude? He is a
Yeah,
dude.
I
He's a
go with
dude.
that. That's what I go with.
You're all dudes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I see you.
Yeah, I begin with the he's a dude, she's a dude type of deal, you know?
Oh, of course.
Shouts out my guy from Good Burger.
Very inclusive guy, really, when you think back.
Ed from Good Burger, that's my guy right there.
Yeah.
But, these
Anyway,
women, if that's better for you, these women, they went out there and they once again had a match that felt like 6 years and 15 minutes.
it was definitely not an exciting match. That's how I'll say that. Not horrible, obviously, but it just was not clicking out there. Very slow, like you said, and definitely not good coming off the last few matches.
I don't know. This match, I thought it was pretty buns. I'm not going to lie to you.
I actually don't think it was ass. I don't think it was ass, but it just wasn't the best.
It just got ridiculous because it really was just Maya getting beat up for 90% of the match, kicking out of stuff, and then her finding a way to win after these two women wrestling in the slowest fashion possible.
Yes, exactly.
Which is a shame because I was happy for Maya World. Then I was like, man, that sucked ass.
I'm still, you know what? I'm still good, happy for Maya World that she won this championship. That's great for her.
Good for
Ascending
you.
to this in her short amount of time. She's very young. She has a lot of talent, I'm sure. So we'll see what happens with her.
Like, I'm not saying I'm not happy for her. I'm just saying this match was not it.
Yeah, yeah, no. This match specifically, if this is your first introduction to Maya World, it would not be the best introduction.
Which, by the way, it was for me. And boy, was that unfortunate.
I feel like I've seen her before. I don't really keep up with, or I don't watch many AW shows. I do keep up with the big shows, and I know the information. When I've seen Maya World, she has not been too bad. So
Understandable. Moving on, we get to the Demand promo. They would like a championship match with the conglomeration come Wednesday.
yeah, they say the conglomeration got lucky earlier, but they're gonna get put down by the Ricochet and the boys.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Then move on to another match that,
Why
well,
is
wasn't.
everyone trying to put people down and shit? Like, was
I don't know.
Tom Moxley's like, I'm gonna pull the trigger, and then Ricochet and the boys are like, they're gonna go. The conglomeration's gonna get put down.
Well, it's a very threatening show. I guess they always kind of be like that.
Tony Khan just really loves
Loves putting men
murder.
down.
He loves murder.
Loves putting men down out there.
Loves to rape about murder.
So we move on to another match. Well, not bad. Was very, very slow and did not need to be as long as it was.
Like when you see this match pop up on your screen, you're like, anything but this match. Anything but this.
No, you were sitting there after the man promo, you're like, please, anything but Jericho. And then you saw this, you're like, no, that's worse.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. A tag team match with Cope and Christian at this point in time, not the best idea.
So these dudes, Cope and Christian, wrestled Claudio and Pac. It started off intense, but then it boiled down to a basic Cope and Cage modern day match. That ends with Cope and Cage winning and goes on for a bit too long. You get the announcement of the Bucks versus Edge and Christian at All In, and Nick Jackson pretending like he did not have a head injury an hour ago.
And they didn't they get attacked before the match the by Pac and Claudio?
Yes, and it's actually even more embarrassing that they could not win after doing that.
Yeah, unfortunately. But Cope and Cage relations, man.
You know, I'm looking forward to the tag match with the Bucks. I'll give it that much.
You know what? It's gonna be a good it's gonna be a headline match for sure.
I will say one thing, pleasant surprise on this show. Somehow, one of the better things I saw here, Painmaker Jericho versus Ciampa. A lot of fun.
I look, you could have given me anything that we haven't seen, and I probably would have been like, that's not that bad. That's not that bad.
I couldn't even see him be like, oh, it wasn't that bad. This was actually entertaining.
I don't look. It was entertaining. But was it like the best? Was it great? It was good. You know,
It's the most entertaining thing Jericho's done in a while.
it was good. I I don't know if that's the case, but whatever.
By Jericho standards, this is fantastic.
Put on the Painmaker makeup more often then, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. You had Tommaso Ciampa beating up a little mascot. You had the barbed wire. You had the mirrors. You had the drill. The drill came into action. Crazy.
Oh yeah, the drill. Ciampa was trying to use the drill, but he couldn't get it done. But Jericho used the drill.
Yeah, the match ends with Jericho using the drill on Ciampa, and to this day, I'm still not certain whether or not he actually quit or they were just like, man, that's too crazy. Ring the bell. Jericho wins.
I don't know, man. I'm still not sure, but you know what? Either way, Jericho won. So
Jericho
thank God.
wins. And they pen over the commentary. He's
Yes,
talking about, it's like, Paymaker Jericho's a different type of dude. And then he goes over, Paymaker Jericho walks over. It's like, hi. And then Taz is like, man, what a weirdo.
yeah. At this point, I'm fucking falling asleep. Okay. At this point, I'm just like, somebody do something, slam me or something, because I'm
But
not.
then
I
you
need to
wake
wake
up.
up. I need to
But
wake up.
then you wake up because you have your favorite segment of the show up next.
Yes. Not my favorite segment, but you know what? It was a segment that they put here in this spot.
This is how you know that Tony Khan listens to this show. Because every time Divine Dominion has been around, I have said, bro, this is some dude's fantasy out here. And Tony Khan said, man, that kid's onto something. And he put it on the show tonight.
Whatever makes you feel better, honestly.
They go in
All I
there.
know is I saw this fucking segment and I immediately I crashed out. Okay.
They had Mick Foley standing in between Lena Cross and Megan Main. And they're like, are we not super strong? Are we not attractive? Are we not tall? He's like, yes, but you never
Oh, he's
fought.
on his fucking knees or whatever.
Not yet. He's like, you never fought
Oh,
the
oh, he
Brawling
was.
Birds. And then they're like, man, that's ridiculous. You better bow down and show some respect. And then for some reason, this dude Mick Foley starts having Tourette's and yelling, bow, bow wow, woof, woof.
Ah, you don't remind me, man. This fucking segment was so bad.
Bro got hazardously horny in the workplace. And it's crazy because right before this, I was like, man, this is some dude's dream and fantasy right here. And Mick Foley said, yeah, it's mine. For real. And I said, that's crazy.
I don't know. And I could have entertained this at the beginning of the show, I think. Beginning of the show, somewhere in the middle of the first and second match, maybe. But I feel like this was just a spot that was just horrendous.
I've seen worse. I've seen so much worse.
I don't think it was like a horrible, like I said, like in the beginning of the show, sure, maybe, but this just fucking kind of it pissed me off like someone insulted me, you know what I mean?
I felt validated. So this what's great for me.
It's like, oh, we're gonna give you a bunch of shit matches and then we're gonna make some guy bark on the floor.
Hold on, not just some guy.
I really
Mick
don't care if
Foley.
Mick Foley was fucking barking on the floor. I don't care if it was fucking uh who's a famous person? Name a famous person.
They could have gotten Travis Scott out there, bro.
Barking on the floor, I would still be just as mad, okay.
They said you're in the Odyssey, but what if you got horny on Maine?
Think about this, man. What if WWE did that?
Well, be the same idea.
And you'd be like, that's a great segment. Yeah, I
I
love that.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd say,
I
man,
love that segment. Man, Triple H cooked with that one, man. Triple H
I would
really
not
cooked.
say a word.
Triple
I would
H
not say
fucking
that.
cooked, man. Jesus, Triple H is cooking, man. Everyone shit on Triple H. He's the Papa H, baby.
You're greatly mistaken. My feeling of validation for me
Triple
thinking
H
this
gives
is a
you a
good
bunch of
segment.
shitty matches, bro. And then he's like, what if we do a little interview where everyone's horny and fucking this guy's barky? Yeah.
Not everyone.
And you're going to be like, this is a good segment. I enjoyed this one.
It wasn't everyone. It was just Mick Foley.
Whatever, man. Well, they're horny, yeah, just as horny as him, really.
I don't think they got all hot and bothered because Mick Foley was barking.
Probably not, but they liked it probably.
There's no proof of that.
They were making him do it. What do you mean?
There's no proof that they liked it. They asked him to bow down, first of all. They did not ask him to bark. That
That
was
is true.
that
That
was a
might be a little.
personal choice.
That might be a little much, but you know what? They did want the validation of being, in that position.
Bro was out there shooting at the hip, being honest with himself.
Yeah. He was
That
being a
is
little
not
weirdo,
their fault.
little freak. Is not their fault. You're right.
But let's move on so you can feel better. Andrade comes out, new entrance, new music, new champ. He wins.
Yeah. Andrade. Won the match just how I said he was going to.
He did. It's really my fault for not picking that.
Yeah, it's on you, man. I don't know why you thought Mark Davis was gonna win.
I don't watch the product.
Okay. Well, I mean, he only won because he took his pants off, though.
Yeah, bro whipped it out, and he said, "Man, that's plus 25% aura. That means I win."
Yeah, that is true.
So I mean, good for him.
Andrade
And
really is the definition of a war. When you think
no, he is. He's the ideal person you'd want to be.
truly, he is.
If I could switch physiques with one person, it's that guy right there.
Yes. Hey, why not Mark Davis though?
Well, I mean, come on.
You don't want to be Mark Davis?
I just feel like if I look like Mark Davis and I go around saying, "How you know?" I'm just getting yelled at.
Held up by who?
I feel like by anybody. But I feel like Andrade, if you look like Andrade, you get a pass to kind of do whatever you want.
It's like Andrade when the pants come off. It's like when the singlet goes down,
Yes.
straps go down.
It's his version of Kurt Angle pulling down the straps, yes.
Yeah, it's true. I
But
actually
that's
like
not
that part. I like it because I don't know if that's what he was doing before. But I think it was just in the middle of the matches when he used to pull his pants down. But I feel like this led to the win.
it's the only profession where you can rip off your pants in the workplace
That is
and
incorrect.
everyone's happy and not upset.
That is incorrect.
Name me another one.
Stripper.
It's one of the few it's one of the few
Hey, hey,
places.
you said only though. I swear you said only.
And I'm correcting now. It's one of the few places.
I don't know why you said only.
Well, I was thinking of strippers, man.
Why weren't you thinking of strip? Are you joking?
I'm here professionally.
See, you don't know if anyone's horny now. I don't trust you anymore.
I'm here professionally. You're the one thinking about Mick Foley getting off and
No,
Divine Mini
you're the
getting
one.
off
You were the one
strippers.
getting off to make Foley getting off. What are you
I was
talking about?
not getting off.
Yeah,
I
that's what you
was
say. I did this. You say that you literally took credit for.
because for weeks I've been saying, man, this is some dude's dream right here. And I was finally proven correct.
All right, man.
I just like to be right.
And you were wrong about this situation with Andrade.
Didn't say I wasn't.
And this is, I don't know when I won the championship, but I'm pretty sure I won the championship before the show even started. So
Yes. Andrade puts on a good match with Mark Davis, by the way, in case you're wondering, the match was good.
it was a good match. Honestly, it's probably a sleeper match on the show when you think about it, because they were going at, they were probably doing some of the most quick action we've seen. It was
I
pretty
would
good.
say that. I agree. Speedball Seg up next. He just talks about how he's going to challenge Kyle Fletcher for the belt. Nothing important there. Then we get to Tekla and Willow.
Hecla and Willow. Yes, it was a good one. And Willow Nightingale got the W.
So I'm cool with her winning. I didn't like how she won.
What don't you like about her?
I would have liked a more decisive win.
Mercedes was also looking on to this match.
I'm worried because I don't trust Tony to not make her a transitional champion.
What if Sky Blue interfered?
No, I don't mind that she fended off Sky Blue. I mind that she won with a roll up.
And roll-ups need to be won with, man. This is why they're there.
I would have preferred she won with the pounce, maybe.
You like the pounds?
I do like the pounce. I could not love the pounce.
I'd say I fucks with pounds, honest.
But now I'm also nervous 'cause I'm like, well, I don't trust Tony Khan to not make her just drop the belt to Mercedes in a month.
Yeah. Look, I don't trust him either. I would actually keep the belt on Willow. If it was me, I'm keeping the belt on Willow.
I'm saying, so like, if you're gonna keep the belt on Willow for a long run, no problem with this. But if you're just gonna have her drop it next month, you should have just let Tekla keep it.
I agree actually, but I suppose the story's better with Willow. And I actually, like I said, I think she should win the feud, but we'll see.
But the match itself, I did enjoy it. It's just the ending I would have liked to be different.
Okay, it was not a bad match whatsoever.
I have to remind myself, most of the matches in the end of the show, they're not bad. It's just thanks to like that 3 match block of like bad quality matches. I was like super out of it. And you gotta remember, by this point in the show, it's almost 11. And I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, dude, I got work in the morning. Like, come on.
I fucking hate when fucking the shows go this long.
Because there's no reason for it. This show does not merit going 5 hours.
Show is too damn long and started early for no reason.
Dude, I listen. That chain match did not need to be on the show. Cope and Cage, I understand why they were there, but that match did not need to go that long. The Maya World Hikaru Shida thing, that shit should have been on the buy-in. I'm sorry. It just should have been.
Yeah, the pacing of the show is way off.
And then they blew the Kyle Fletcher match and all the 3 big matches right in the beginning of the night. So you're like, dude, well, what are we doing now?
They just really set up the card in the worst way possible. Then the opener should stay the opener, and then the rest of the card can be scrambled in a different direction.
No, I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
And speaking of match that, while it was good, was a waste of time. Kenny versus Kevin Knight. Good
Oh, the
match.
conglomeration had a promo, but I don't know what they say.
I'm sure it wasn't important.
Oh no, the conglomeration came out to celebrate with Willow. Okay.
They gave her a backpack.
Oh yeah, she had a backpack.
But
Okay.
yeah, Kenny versus Kevin Knight. I mean, match wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It was a good match. But man, this was not a main event match.
It was main event match. It was pretty good, honestly. I enjoyed this match. Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega. It did exactly what you expected it to do, which is give you some good in-ring action.
But everyone, I made it clear. My pet peeve, my biggest pet peeve, is when you're a champion and you say, "Man, my belt's lame as fuck. I want your belt."
Well,
Well,
that's not
dude,
what he said, though. He didn't say that. He said he wants to be having two belts or whatever.
that's not
She had
how it
two
feels.
belts. She had two
Uh,
belts.
When they do that stuff, it comes across as me being this champion. It's not good enough because this belt's not good enough. I need that belt to feel accomplished because this belt kind of sucks.
That is not what he said, man. He
It's
said
how
he
it
wanted
feels.
both
I'm
championships.
I'm
Like
not
now I
talking
got
about
two of
just
them.
him. It
Now I got
bothered
two
me
of
when
them.
it
That's
bothers me
pretty
when he
cool.
did it. It bothered me when Kyle Fletcher did it. It bothers me every time.
It's not a bad argument, but it really doesn't. We got a good match here between two great competitors.
And then there's the second problem of now you have to pick one of those champions to beat. And if you beat the TNT champion, well, now you just proved he's not on the level of that guy.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. I mean,
So
he's
I
obviously not, but he put on a good performance.
I was not a fan of the idea of this match, and I was not here for them to put on a 30-minute
Because the truth is,
match.
that the TNT title is a secondary championship, if not probably the third championship, the third most important championship in AEW.
Sure, but you don't gotta remind me about that every time I tune into your show.
Maybe in fourth. It might be fourth too.
Exactly. So you don't need to remind me about that.
I mean, what do you want it to be? You know what I mean? There's so many championships.
And dude, Kevin Knight just turned heel like 2 months ago. He does not need to be losing his first really big match like this.
It's against Kenny Omega.
He should not have been in this position. I'm sorry.
Against Kenny Omega, who we had a great performance with.
I'm not saying the match was bad. Don't get. The match was good.
It's not like
I'm
he
not saying
lost
it
in
was
a
bad.
fucking squash and fucking looked like a piece of shit. He
No,
looked
he was
good out
good.
there.
He was
He looked
dominant,
great.
but he lost, and the champion lost.
He lost. The champion, the fourth most important champion on the show.
A match he did not need to be in.
I guess I mean whatever you want to think about it, but it was still good, you know.
And I wouldn't have bothered me as much. None of this, keep in mind, none of this bothers me as much if it's not also for the third fact, which is they spent 2 months telling me that it's going to be Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay next month. So this match doesn't matter.
And it could have been Knight versus Will Ospreay.
No one thought it was going to be. Everyone knew it wouldn't be,
And what if it was? And
but
then
it
you
wasn't
wouldn't
though.
have this conversation. What if it was?
Then that's poor booking. That's a terrible choice.
Could have been that instead.
No one's buying that over Kenny versus Will.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. No one was buying that. It was very predictable.
So you have that. The match was good. Don't get me wrong. Kevin Knight, great performance. But this match, just when all that stuff combined, to me, it felt like a waste of time, especially considering it was past 11 o'clock. And again, I'm trying to go to sleep. God damn it. Tony
Look,
Khan, if you
if you told me, okay, if you told me on a random day of the week that I'm going to be watching Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega, I'm going to watch it, man. I'm just going to watch it because it's going to be a good match.
listen, if I watch this match like a week from now, and only watch that, I'll like it. I'll like it more. But the fact that again, I've been told it doesn't matter, and now I have to sit here, and it's almost 12 o'clock, and this match is still happening,
Look,
I do not care.
you can focus on the fucking fact that it doesn't matter all you want. But you know you're going to get a good match. So you're going to like it anyway.
Yeah, but that's not the point I'm arguing.
And what are you arguing?
That this match was built like it didn't matter, and it felt like a waste of my time.
Okay, then it was a waste of time. I mean, I don't know what you want from me.
Thank you. Come on, the heroes right
It
again.
was a waste of time, okay. You didn't get a good match and you hated it, actually.
No, I said it was a good match. I just said that at that point in time, it feels like now you're just wasting time.
And now it feels like you're wasting time, okay.
Especially when you have that segment at the end, which was buns. So whatever.
Okay, the segment at the end, I'd say, is a waste of time, okay. But whatever.
That segment was absolute buns. And I know at the very least you could agree with that.
Look, I think that, I'm going to say this. This whole show, including the main event, including the final segment, did feel like a long edition of Dynamite. And that's all it was, really. Because you could have done any of this stuff on Dynamite. Like Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega could have been a Dynamite main event. All the other matches
Exactly.
probably could have been on an episode of Dynamite. Even maybe headlined it.
The,
And
the only
then
thing,
you have here this segment here. It could have ended a Dynamite, you know?
the only two matches I would have argued belonged on a pay-per-view were the Bandido match and Willow winning the belt from Tekla.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there is some matches here I'd say that could have been, but I mean, most of it just wasn't, you know? It was most of it was unimportant, important
But,
stuff. It was a filler show, like everyone was saying before the show even started.
but to charge me $50 for a filler show, that's upsetting.
Yeah, well, I could have told you that. In fact, I tried to tell you that, but it is what it is.
No, you said let's watch this show.
I did not encourage this. I just said, fine, I guess I will watch it.
It was you asked me if I wanted to watch the show. I didn't ask once.
No, because you were like, talking. You were like, oh, we want. It was a whole thing. Okay, it was a whole thing. I'm not going to describe it here, but yeah.
Okay, well, segment at the end of the show. What happened was after the match, the Death Riders and Mox jump Kenny, and the Young Bucks come out and they're like, "Hey, stop jumping Kenny." They try to help, it doesn't work. Well, Ospreay comes out, he's like, "Hey, stop jumping Kenny." And then Moxley eventually, he's like, "Guys, come on, Death Riders leave the ring. I gotta talk to this dude." He's like, "Look, man, come on, just fucking kill him. Just do it. It's a plastic bag. You can murder him on live TV. No one's gonna know about it. No one's gonna know about it. Just me, you, um, the people in this arena, and also the millions of people watching at home. But that's fine. It doesn't count. It's fine." But then he goes, "I'm not gonna do that. No." I rips up the bag. He knocks Moxley out of the ring, and then the Death Wrestler get upset. Moxley's like, "No, no, all right, whatever." And then Omega gets up, shakes Osprey's hand, sees the bag, but he's like, "No, I don't, whatever." He shakes Osprey's hand, and then Osprey gets to the top rope, and Kenny hits a one-winged angel on him. because he believes, no, actually, no, I think you did try to murder me with the plastic bag, even though not once did I feel like I was being suffocated. Not once.
I don't think that's what it was. So
And
it probably
then
was not that he thought he tried to kill him with a plastic bag.
that's how they were making it look.
That's not what happened. I think it was just the fact that he considered doing it, or may have thought about it. That's what Kenny was ticked off about in the situation.
It makes sense if, you know, Kenny's out for the whole thing, but Kenny was conscious enough and noticeably conscious enough to notice that he spent like 4 minutes clearing out the Death Riders and not letting them hurt Kenny.
Well, I mean, look, I wouldn't say it would made the most sense. I wish the story was more fleshed out. But
Bro
that's just
hits
what they're telling. That's the story they're telling.
it's a shitty story. Um,
It is bad.
Bro hits the one winged angel on Will Ospreay, and then Bucks are like, "Why'd you do that? You saw for a fact he wasn't trying to do nothing to you." And then Kenny leans over, pats him on the shoulder, and goes, "My bad," and leaves.
Yeah, it
What are we
was
doing here,
definitely.
bro?
This felt like a waste of time. Although it did, I guess, progress the story, made a little more drama happen here. I feel like it just wasn't the best thought out idea.
The character progression that we got was poorly done and not earned.
I almost feel like we could have spent more time fleshing it out first.
It should have. This is like a dynamite thing. You flesh it out on the dynamites.
Yeah, I mean, I could have forgiven it then, but this is like you said, a pay per view you have to pay for. What's the point?
So look, I was not a fan of that segment at all. Because again, it's more of Will Ospreay showing up, acting like he doesn't know what the Death Riders are about, even though yes, you do. They tried to kill you, and you came back and were very upset about that like a year ago. So like you know what they're about. And then more of Nick Jackson being like, "Oh, my head's fine. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, I would have rather had a Brother Halal
I
debut
would have
here on the show.
also. Where's my guy?
Where's my guy, Brother Halal? Where is he?
But like Kenny looked like an idiot, and Will Ospreay to an extent looked like an idiot.
They all look like idiots. Yeah, even John Moxley looked like an idiot.
I wouldn't even say Will Moxley, because Moxley was just trying to convert
Yeah,
Ospreay
because
to
you
this
think
group.
John Moxley is a killer, like a cold-blooded killer, but he's over there. He has like a heart for Will Ospreay. You know,
Yeah, he's trying to convert him over to their
obviously
group.
Will Ospreay doesn't want to be part of your group, my guy. So why don't you just beat his ass with a chair or something?
Well, because what I'm guessing he wants to do is he'll be like, Will, I helped you win the championship. You trying to give me a shot at that or something? And then that's what happens.
Well, it's too late for that, isn't it? Now you got because you didn't do it first.
So, yeah, but now it leads to like, you know, Mox is like, I told you so. And then Will Ospreay, he's going to come out in Dynamite again. He's going to be like, hey, Will, my bad. But then Will's going to be like,
Uh,
no, you're a bum. Get away
That's
from
where
me.
we're back to square one.
Yeah.
Tension. There's tension, folks. Oh my god, bro. Okay.
But this show pissed me off. I'm actually
And you
giving it
still,
a
guess
thumbs
what?
down.
You're still gonna watch the main event though, because it's
I'm
gonna
going
be
to
a good
watch it
match.
because the match
It's
itself will
gonna be
be
a good match.
fantastic.
Exactly. It's gonna be a good match. So you're gonna like it. You're gonna enjoy it, and it's gonna be a good time.
And unlike this show, you won't hear a word of complaint out of me because no matter how long the show goes, it'll probably be over by 7 o'clock. And that's so great for me.
I hope so. I mean, isn't it early, like in the day?
It starts at like 1 or 2. So it should be over before 7.
I hope so, man. Hope so. I'm looking forward to it. I should have kept my money so I can spend it on that show. But whatever.
But anyway, me personally, this show just didn't hit for me besides a couple of matches. So I'm giving it a thumbs down based off the fact that
Look,
like I said, some matches, only a couple matches hit. Number two, the show was 5 hours long. It did not need to be 5 hours long. C, it did not feel like it was worth $50. Not at all.
truly, this could have been an email. Thumbs down.
Look, this whole thing, $50 just so you could get an idea of what all in looks like.
Meanwhile,
That's
I kind of already figured what it was going to look like, but whatever.
But anyway, that is going to do it for us here. If you liked this video, remember like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on the show down below. And if you want more podcasting platforms or like Spotify platforms instead of the YouTubes, remember check us out on Spotify. Leave the 5-star review while you're there. Very helpful. And if you want more Wrassle Graps, check out the social medias. Very active over there. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.